Hey guys, tonight since I just got out of the shower, didn't do my hair, and am wearing a sloppy t-shirt, I figured what better night than tonight to talk about how toxic I find dating apps. Um, just seems to go well with how successful I am with dating, which is hopefully very clearly sarcasm. But yeah, with dating apps, I am not super shy or secret about the fact that I have used dating apps before. I've met people on dating apps. And I've had my share of positive experiences from dating apps, but ultimately, a vast majority of the experiences I've had have been negative on dating apps. And this isn't super surprising. A lot of the issues you'd expect within a dating app are very, very present and very widely known. The big one, as far as like a very technical, direct issue, is the disgusting amount of bots and scammers and all that are in these dating apps. This is one of the main reasons I decided to talk about this topic tonight. Is I got done doing homework and stuff to find that my phone has blown up with 5 different potential matches. I worked very hard to get my air quotes in there because these potential matches were 5 people that all just kind of hit me up with, hey, add me on Snap, add me on Kick, with very clearly the intention of either making some kind of scam for money or there's a bot to get clicks or likes or something like that. I don't really know how they work because I've never actually gone through to see what the end goal ends up being. But usually I could tell these are bots or scammers or whatever because I usually start off with some kind of pickup line / question like a, hey, how you doing, except a little more creative. And rather than saying, oh, I'm doing good, or responding to whatever question I ask, they go right into like, hey, add me on Kick, and hey, add me on Snapchat. And it's very clear that, all right, you're not a real person, and that's a shame. But I don't know exactly what the purpose is. I'm sure if I followed through with one of them, I could find out quickly, but I'm not going to risk that. Anyway, that's a very technical issue. Still technical, but not as much of a trying to think of the right wording for it. Something that everyone considers an issue necessarily is that these dating apps are very, very specifically created to endorse addictive behaviors. The whole swipe left, swipe right mechanics of majority of dating apps, or the quick up vote, down vote, check or X kind of yes, no binary options of a dating app make it very, very easy to sit on a dating app and kind of flip through it or click through it until you either run out of likes or whatever for the day, or until something prompts you to stop, which for some apps that don't have a limit on how many likes or shares or whatever the hell you do on dating apps, you could spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours just flipping through, looking at profiles very quickly just on that first picture, going through them. Which brings me to my next point, that not only are these apps supporting or promoting flipping through and using the app for a long period of time very, very quickly, but also being very superficial with how you make profiles and look at profiles. This is especially true in something like Tinder, where the bios or any personal information about the person, aside from their name and age, and maybe like a quick location headline kind of thing, is hidden until you swipe to the next picture of the app, which I guess I understand, put the most important information first or whatever, but it makes these apps very, very superficial. And I try my best. I'll admit I've been victim myself of just superficially swiping left or right on people based on their initial picture as I'm killing time or whatever. But for the most part, I usually try to at least look at the person's bio or look at a few of their pictures before like making a decision to swipe left or right on a profile. And this is something that ultimately is not helping the whole dating connection environment that, one of the big issues people have with technology is, oh, it's so superficial. You're not actually meeting people. You're not actually getting to know people. And dating apps have done nothing to fix this. They've only made things worse with making the whole dating experience one of the cores of humanity to make a relationship with someone, making it a very, very superficial process. And lastly, this will bring me to my final point of why the heck does anyone use a dating app? I could speak from my experience and say, more or less, I'm desperate. At this point, I've been single for I guess 5 years now, give or take. And single in the terms of I haven't been in a committed relationship since high school, basically. And I've gone on dates, I've met people I like and stuff, and usually for one reason or another, things don't work out. And it is what it is. I get that. And I'll be honest, I haven't done a great job putting myself out there in person to meet people or whatever. But with that being said, I think that the true reason a lot of people are using these dating apps is because either A, they have nothing better to do and they find it fun or entertaining, or B, they are desperate enough that they don't see any hope in trying to meet people outside of the virtual world, meet people in person, meet people at parties, whatever it may be, that they have no choice but to turn to dating apps and hope that they strike gold, basically. And that's why I'm there, and that's why I think a lot of people are there. So with that, on the sad note of how terrible dating apps are, I'm going to sign off and call it a night. Thank you all for watching as always, and I'll see you tomorrow.